You're listening to the People's Podcast. This is JSC Radio.
This is the first ever JSC YouTube exclusive. So if y'all have been paying attention to this show, especially over the last few months, we've kind of taken a turn toward conversations. And truthfully, the first show that really started the conversation initiative was episode 94, titled Valentine's Daytona, because I spent Valentine's Day in Daytona, Florida, getting ready for the Daytona 500. You can find the link to that show down below in the description. Well, while I was there, I also ended up doing a comprehensive written piece on the Daytona 500 and NASCAR for Vibe magazine, which I have also put the link to that story in the description. You're going to have to do some reading after this thing's over. But in the midst of all the interesting and really cool things that I experienced while I was down there in Daytona, getting ready for the 500, including talking to guys like Bubba Wallace and Kurt Busch and being able to get a look at all the cool things that happened down there at Daytona that weekend. And if you follow me on Instagram, which is, by the way, at JScottsmith, you'll see a lot of those pictures. In fact, you'll see all of those pictures I took over that incredible and wonderfully hot weekend in February. But one thing that I did that didn't really make it was I ended up doing a ride-along in a stock car on the iconic Daytona International Speedway track with two-time Daytona 500 winner Michael Waltrip. Now, Michael Waltrip is also currently the color analyst for NASCAR on Fox Sports, and he did actually do the color commentary during the 500. But during the media day, I ended up getting to get in a car and go on a ride along with this dude while he was on the track. Now, mind you, Michael Waltrip has run in the 500 multiple times, numerous times, actually winning the damn thing twice. So this was not just some random guy I jumped in there with. This dude is an all-timer. So I got to get into his car and got a chance to ride around, and they actually shot the footage, and I got a hold of it, and finally, here it is coming to you. Now, I'm going to do a little commentary during this thing because it's really loud, and I'll explain why I'm going to be doing commentary as we get into this thing. But ladies and gentlemen, from February 13th, 2019, a YouTube exclusive right here on the JSC Radio YouTube page. It's time to get in the car with Michael Waltrip.
Like me, just have a guy, it's driving blind, even at 160 is a little bit, it gets your attention. Like I want to run, like I like to act like I'm going to hit the wall and shit. And it's hard to act like all that and then be making sure some dude didn't fucking park.
That's a good point.
Hi, welcome to my world.
Good to be here.
They call me Monster Mike. What do they call you?
They call me Jay Scott. Or
Hi, Jay.
Mr. Smith if they're being formal, but either one works. It's good to be here.
You said I had 8 you needed me to do?
Yep.
Okay. They want me back at the Fox shoot for one more thing, so.
Okay.
But I'm doing fine.
Just comfortable. It's gonna be tight.
Have you ever experienced anything quite like this?
Not at all. This is my first time out here. Any of this.
I'll tell you a couple of things. When we go down toward the back straightaway,
Yeah.
I don't know if you watched the Clash Sunday, but they had that big crash.
Yeah.
You'll see all the black marks and shit. That's kind of cool.
Okay.
And then if you wonder why I run right next to the wall, it's more fun because it's kind of thrilling.
It is.
But then secondarily, if something were to break when you're that close to the wall, it don't hurt as bad.
Okay.
If you're down at the bottom and it broke,
It's
all that momentum
Oh,
would
yeah.
suck.
It's terrible.
So I'm doing it for 2 reasons. The fun of it and for self-preservation.
Understandable.
All right, we're going to go about 165 or 70, I think.
Okay. All right.
And I have one last thing to say. Trust me, I'm a professional. I am retired, however. Maybe trust me a little less.
So at this point, we're pulling off. And as you will see, the reason I'm doing a lot of talking here is because I did no talking while this car was in motion. Now, just before we pulled off, you heard him say we're going to do about 160, 170, 180 miles per hour. And as you can watch this video and clearly tell, we are moving really, really damn fast. And he did note that he was going to ride tight to the wall up along the outside curve. So give you an idea of what I'm thinking this whole time. I'm pretty much got my eyes closed. So by watching this video the first time was the first time I really saw what this thing looked like as we were rolling around the track, because the G-forces, which you hear of a lot when people are on planes, for example, or flying in fighter jets, things of that nature, that's very real in cars. Think about the fastest you've ever driven a car, right? The fastest you've ever driven a car, tack on 120 miles per hour. That's how fast this dude was driving this car right now. And I was scared as hell. I mean, really scared. That kind of scared that you're almost at peace with knowing that could all come to an end within a couple of seconds. That's where I was. I think I opened my eyes 2 or 3 times, and each time I opened my eyes and I looked and saw that wall, I said, nope, and went right back to what I'm doing. So as you see here, he's hanging on, and I mean, he's casually driving this car. You know how, guys, again, if you're on the highway and you're doing 65, 70, if you live in Michigan, 80 miles an hour, or Texas, 80 miles an hour, he was gripping this thing at 160 and just hauling ass calmly. He didn't say much, and if he did, I couldn't hear a damn thing he was saying anyway. But we're rolling along, and as you're watching this, just notice again, my eyes were closed, but I didn't pass out, and I didn't get sick, only because I hadn't really eaten before I got in the car. But this was so cool, even though I could barely keep my eyes open, because it was kind of like being on a roller coaster on the ground. And anybody who also knows me very well knows I don't do roller coasters. So this was something completely different for me, and I figured, why not take the shot of doing this just for no other reason than just to have a little bit of fun with it. But it's a pretty exhilarating experience, and even though it only lasted a couple of minutes, and I can't tell you how many laps we did around that track, it was really cool to have this opportunity. And now we're going to start pulling in, and you're going to get to hear my real-time thoughts on this. And there you have it. And of course, there's the selfie that eventually becomes a part of the cover that you see here on YouTube. So yes, that was my Daytona adventure. Well, part of my Daytona adventure. It was honestly one of the really the coolest things I'd been able to do as a journalist and just as a podcaster and a fan. So I suggest you go back and listen to episode 94 one more time, and then get ready for episode 103. I also want to thank you guys for the support of everything we do here on the YouTube page and, of course, with the People's Podcast, JSC Radio. So until next time, take care of yourself. God bless. Always dare to be different, and don't drive so damn fast on those highways. And I'll holla at y'all real soon. Thanks again, and goodbye, everybody.